Welcome to RCM Level 1 Sight Reading Curriculum for Week 8, Days 1 through 5. Let's quickly talk about how to use this video. Before you use this video, you should open your own 4-star Sight Reading Level 1 workbook and work through the day's activities on your own completely for the entire day. Then come to this video and watch the corresponding spot for the same day so that you can verify what you did. Let's get started with day 1. Remember to complete the activities on your own before proceeding.
RCM Level 1 Sight Reading. This is week number 8 and day number 1. In number 1, it tells us that this melodic pattern is written based on the G major pentascale. We're supposed to play it as it is written and then play it again in the C major pentascale using the same fingering. So I planned out my fingering so I would know what to do. Beginning with my hand in G major pentascale position right above middle C as it is written, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. In C major pentascale, playing with the same fingering, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2 is our rhythm exercise for today. I see that it is written in 3/4 time. I have written out my rhythm words for you to see there. We're going to tap in 3 beats and then tap it. 1, 2, 3. Ti ti ta, ti ti ta, ta ta ta. Looking at number 3, which is our sight reading sample, it tells us to circle the F sharp in each hand and then play this melody. There's an F sharp right here and an F sharp right here. We're going to use clap to play this melody. So first thing I'm going to look at is the time signature, which is 3/4. And now we're going to count out the beat. We have 1, 2, 3, ta, 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 ah, ta, 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 ah. L stands for look at your starting place. I notice my left hand 5 is on D. This is the D below middle C. And my right hand 5 is going to be on the A just above middle C. A stands for attention. Pay attention to what comes next. So I notice that my hand's going to be traveling up 1 step at a time in the left hand. And in my right hand, I'm going to skip down to my first finger and then step up, step up, step up. You can also plan fingering at this phase if you want to, or even play silently on top of the keys. Also looking at A, I see that the first phrase is forte, the second phrase is piano. They are both legato because they have both got slurs. I also did note that there is an F sharp in the key signature. P stands for play. We're going to make sure our hands are in place. We're going to count in 3 beats. And once we start, we are not going to stop no matter what. Here is how this one should sound. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 tells us to play the G major pentascale ascending and descending using today's rhythm reading pattern. So I'm going to use my right hand to do this. I have placed it in G major. And 1, 2, 3. Ti ti ta, ti ti ta, ta ta ta, ah.
You are about to launch the day 2 video. Please make sure you have already completed the activities on your own.
Moving right along to day number 2, number 1 tells me to play each of these melodic patterns, observing the key signature. So I notice the first one is in 2/4 time, has a B flat. I circled the B flat so I remember to play it. The second one is in 4/4 time and has an F sharp. I circled the 2 F sharps so that I remember to play them. The first one sounds like this. 1, 2. The second one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2 is our rhythm exercise. It tells us to tap one measure of the beat using our hand or foot. Continue tapping while you speak, tap, or clap the rhythm. I see we're in 4/4 time today, and I've written my rhythm words out there. We are going to tap in 4 beats, and then we will talk and tap the rhythm over the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta. Number 3 is our sight reading example for today. It tells us to circle the ascending F major triad in the right hand part and then play the melody observing the key signature. So my F major triad is circled right here. I noticed that the key signature has a B flat, and I made sure to find the B flat that is in there right there and circle it so that I don't forget it. So we're going to use clap starting with C, which is count. We make sure to look at the time signature, and we're going to count out the rhythm, counting in 4 to start for 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ah, ah. L stands for look, to look at your starting position. My right hand 3 will be on an A above middle C. My right hand thumb will be on D, 1 note above middle C also. A stands for attention. Pay attention to what happens next. Here I notice I'm going to step down, and then I'm going to skip up and take 1 skip down. Here I notice I'm going to step down all the way. I noticed that the first phrase is piano, the second is mezzo forte. Both of them have legato, and we already did make sure to pay attention to the B flat and to call that out. P stands for play. We're going to put our hands in the starting position. We're going to set a slow and steady beat, and once we start, we are not going to stop no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, if you do not get a sight reading example the first time, you do get up to 3 times to correct what you are doing. Number 4 today says, using the notes of the C major pentascale, create our own melody based on today's rhythm reading pattern. That means I'm going to use this rhythm pattern and the notes in the C5 finger scale to make up a melody. We usually want to make sure that we're ending on the bass note for the scale. So we're going to end on a C. You can really make up any rhythm that you want. I will play 2 different ones as examples of things that would work. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We have reached day 3. Again, please make sure that your activities are complete before you start this portion of the video.
We are now on day 3. Number 1 tells us to play the melodic pattern as it's written, and then solid or blocked. Identify the triad that's formed by the notes. So I went ahead and planned out my fingering, and I also wrote out all my notes so that I could identify the triad. I see that it is an A minor triad. Here is what it sounds like playing it as written. 1, 2, 3, 4. And solid or blocked. Number 2 is our rhythm reading pattern for today. It is written in 3/4 time. I have written all of the rhythm words in there. We are going to first set the beat for 3 beats because it's 3/4 time, and then we are going to tap and speak the rhythm over the top of that while we continue keeping the beat. And 1, 2, 3. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ah. Number 3 is our sight reading example for the day. It asks us to circle the thirds, play the melody, observing the key signature. So I have 2/3 in my right hand circled and 1/3 in my left hand circled. I noticed that my key signature has an F sharp in it, and so I also circled the F sharp in the left hand so that I remember to play it. We are going to use clap to approach this. The first step is to count. C is for count. So I see this is 4/4 time. That means there's 4 beats a measure. I'm going to count in 4, and then we will speak the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. L stands for look at your starting position. I see my right hand 4 is going to start on D. This is D, a full octave above middle C. I see that my left hand 5 is also going to be on a D. This one is below middle C. A stands for pay attention to what comes next. I notice here that I'm going to step up, step down, skip down, step up, skip down. Here it's step up, skip up, step down, and repeat. I noticed that the whole phrase or the whole line of music is written to be played softly. And again, we did note that there is an F sharp. I see also that it's supposed to be played legato. P stands for play. We're going to set our hands in their starting position so that we know we are ready. We're going to check that before we start to count in. Once we count in, we're going to count a slow beat and we are going to start, and we're not going to stop no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4 tells us to turn today's number 1 pattern into a major pattern by adding a sharp in front of the note C. So A minor has no sharp in the middle. A major has a sharp in the middle. So we are just changing that. I'm going to play it again now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Next comes day 4. Again, please make sure that your activities are complete before you watch the video.
We are now on day 4. Number 1 asks us to play the pattern as written and then to play it again an octave lower using our left hand. So I planned out my fingering. I also noticed that there is a B flat in the key signature and I circled the note that should be flat. So I'm going to first play it in my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now in my left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2 is our rhythm reading pattern for the day. I do notice that it is in 2/4 time. So once we start, we are going to tap in 2 beats. You can see all of my rhythm words that are written there so that I am ready. We're going to continue tapping the beat and we're going to both tap and speak the rhythm over it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ta, 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 ti, 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 ta. Number 3 is our sight reading example for today. It asks us to circle the pair of G sharps in the left-hand part and then play the melody. I have circled the G sharps there. We are going to use clap as we always do. So C stands for count. I notice that this is in 2/4 time, so we're going to count in 2 beats and then speak the rhythm. 1, 2, ti, 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 ta, 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 ta. L tells me to look at my starting position. I see that my right hand 3 goes on E and my left hand 2 goes on A. These are the notes right around middle C. So I'm going to be 2 notes away from middle C with those starting notes on both ends. A tells me to pay attention to what happens after that. So here I see I go up and then down and it's all moving by steps. Here I'm just going to go down, repeat, and back up. The whole thing's going to be forte. I have slurs. I have no accidentals in my key signature. I am ready to do this. So I'm going to get my hands set in position. I'm going to prepare that G sharp. I'm going to set a slow and steady beat. And once I start, I'm not going to stop no matter what. 1, 2. Number 4 tells me to play a root position A minor triad broken and then solid or blocked to sing the root, which is A, followed by the third, which is C. So this is a broken A minor triad. This is blocked. A, C.
And now day 5. Again, please make sure that your activities are complete in your book before you start the video for this day.
Welcome to the last day of this week. Number 1 tells us to play each of these melodic patterns, observing the key signature. I noticed that the first pattern has an F sharp, and I circled the note that is impacted by that. And I noticed the second one has a B flat, and I circled the note that is impacted by it. I also planned out my fingering. Here is how the first one sounds. 1, 2, 3. Here's how the second one sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2 is our rhythm reading example for today. I noticed that this is in 4/4 time, and I have written all of my rhythm words in. We are going to start by tapping 4 counts of the beat, and then we are going to use our other hand to tap the rhythm while the beat keeps going. We're also going to speak the rhythm over the top. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ti, ti, ta, 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 ta. Number 3 is our sight reading example for today. It asks us to compare this variation to the original version on page 26 and note 3 things that are different. Here are 3 things that I noticed. The first is that the key signature has changed. We now have a B flat. The second is that our hands are switched. So in the last one, we started with the right hand and then switched to left, and that's opposite here, and it's opposite throughout. And the next thing that I noticed is that there is a piano in the top line that wasn't there in the last version. We're going to use clap to play this. I am going to start by counting. I noticed that the time signature is 4/4 time, which means we're going to count in 4 beats before we begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 L stands for look at your starting position. I see my left hand 2 will begin on C. My right hand 3 will begin on A, and it doesn't look like my hands need to move during this piece. They can stay in those positions. A stands for pay attention to what happens next. So I notice there's a repeat, a skip down, skip up, step down, skip down. Here we step down, step up, step down. This looks like it is the same as that, and this one's a little bit different than that. It's repeat, step up, step down, step down. I notice that I have staccatos in a lot of these places. I really need to pay attention to these long notes and make sure that I am playing them long. This is exactly like that first phrase, and then I'm going to have legato at the end. I also noticed that the first 2 measures are going to be forte, but after that I'm going to be playing piano. I see that there is a B flat in the time signature, but I don't see any B flats within the music that I need to pay attention to. So I'm going to play this now. The first step is to make sure that my hands are in the right place. I'm going to set up that B flat in case I need it as well. And then I'm going to set a slow and steady beat. And once I start, I am not going to stop no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I actually made a mistake. I played the second line forte to begin with, so I'm going to take my second chance to play it again so that I can remember to make everything piano after the dynamic sign changes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last thing for today tells me to play the variation again in the key of C major. I'm going to begin on G in the left hand and E in the right hand. So I'm going to set my left hand 2 on G and my right hand 3 on E. And the key of C has no accidental, so I don't need to worry about any black keys. 1, 2, 3, 4. also asked me to make the sound even more cheerful by playing some measures 1 or 2 octaves higher or lower than written. So I'm going to go back to the key of F, and I'm going to try doing that. You might not be able to see everything that I do because of the way the camera is set, but you will be able to hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is it for this week.
Great work and dedication. You have completed week 8.